she was excited because she was the one that she worked on the car and fixed it. Was the throttle?
Oh, okay.
Throttle arm, which is.
Do you want me, Jesse?
Gas pedal. She put it in.
Jesse, do you want me logged in as?
No, just
load
it up and see if it works. And then we're gonna go ahead and start sharing it.
Is it up?
Check.
There's anything going on there.
I just don't have any video.
There's a live upcoming right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's there.
You want to give me my phone real quick?
It's scheduled for 4 though.
Thanks. Let me see.
Because it says we're live right now.
Right. So let me go to YouTube. I scheduled it for 4 so it would give us time to just get here and get it all set up. But
no, it'll take me like a minute.
Which is not a big deal.
Well, to put together what I got. You could put it together in a minute.
I probably could. I'm confident in this.
Then she was on boasting, I fixed the car.
I did.
She partially fixed it because there's still issues afterwards.
I fixed the part
But
that I
we think
knew
it's
was
the,
wrong.
Which is not a big deal. Okay, so we're good.
No, it's on?
Yep. So I just turned off the thing.
We're chatting away.
So, because I can hear it.
Okay.
So
Yeah,
we can go ahead and start sharing this.
Yeah, it's like taking 2 minutes. Are you going to pull that thing out for...
What?
Smack the boys, say, hey, get the thing out of the freezer. We got, sometime we're going to make these.
Ooh.
Hey,
Fun.
Yeah.
you're over by the freezer.
And then, I don't think Clara saw these. This is for being fairly.
We need a baby monkey. I want a baby monkey.
Yeah, I saw that.
No!
Guess what?
No, we're not going to get a...
Can we just take a second, even though we're trying to get this show going, can we just take a second to admire how fucking goddamn perfect the John Wick series was written?
I know.
And still continues to be written?
I can't wait.
The freaking scene where he's like, if John Wick isn't dead already, you stab the devil in the back, you burn the priest's temple. You have no idea what's about to come for you, do you, there, Spanish boy? You have no clue.
No clue.
Steaks. Yes, Clara, I'll cook dinner tonight.
Well, that's telling. Anyway. Nice. All right, Leroy, sit down. We don't need shrimp at this point. Jesse and I are full. Jesse, assume the position. Let's do this.
Well, it's supposed to be open like this.
Actually, we might just get started with Asha if you're doing your cocktail thing.
Yeah.
We can do this. It's fine.
No. This has to sit on thoughts and sit next to me.
Okay. Yeah, no, it's fine.
Because then the cat can't
Get to it.
get to
Go
it.
ahead and sit down.
Yeah.
So all you gotta
Where are you
do
going to put the steaks?
is once we all turn on our things, we'll have to be silent. You'll have to do the silent counting to record the show.
Are we doing this straight to YouTube? Is that
Yes.
okay?
But he can still do it on Audacity. It's all audio.
Okay.
No video today.
So by doing that though, then you can pull it and then do stuff to it.
Well, the Audacity file is what I need.
Okay.
But I figured today we'd go ahead and try to start the whole live streaming with just pure audio. Like
Okay. Yeah.
At some point, I'll get the video stuff figured out for us.
Yeah. It's all good.
Well,
So yeah, feel free to go to Audacity because that's already set up. Once we all turn on, it'll everyone will hear us.
who's got pizza in there?
Probably. Why do you want these?
I'm not sure. Some cold pizza in there. Fuck.
Okay. Well, I just sent to Derek in about 10 minutes. We'll be live on YouTube. So let's hurry it up.
2 pieces.
You guys are both on?
I'm on.
Okay.
Mike.
I did not turn my mic on just so we wouldn't be heard on YouTube right now.
Okay.
I still, well,
You
They can
might
hear me
turn
now.
Your mic back off, so you can turn it back on.
me now.
So
Is your mic off, Leroy? He said he turned it off. So
I
check
turn it
mic.
back on.
Okay, all right. Trust you to start the show without a mic on.
Just run Audacity normal.
Yep.
No, I'll just put them both up so I can see them.
Yeah, no, it's all good.
Odyssey.
The audacity of how long it takes you to just put a friggin' steak dinner together.
That's why I do it. Come on.
All right, let's go. I can have this thing done because we are live right now.
Yeah, we're good.
All right.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to 13 Cards Subject to Change. We are live from the kitchen because, well, Leroy's got some dinner plans he's got to make here, and he has some shrimp thawing out. Well, that's what's new in the kitchen. Moving on to,
Let me get that
It's some
drink
good
in
shit.
before I say what I was going to say.
well, you already got 2 beers in you, so.
Even with all this deliciousness,
Mm-hmm.
sometimes shutting the F up, since we're only a few minutes in,
Yeah.
shutting the F up
Mhm.
is the best thing you can do. And
We're not getting there first, though, because we've been ignoring something for the last 3 weeks. It's already happened. Jesse, your boy.
why does no one believe me?
It's not that no one believes you.
I predict these things, and I tell you, I could be wrong, but 90% of the time I'm right, and this kid's probably going to catch the hands like a bad kid from getting suspended from school.
All I got to say is
And
this.
he did, and on that glorious night in Japan, he caught the beats, baby.
All I got to say is this.
Okada is his daddy.
There is no denying, and I don't care what anyone wants to say.
From now on, he can now call him not Kazuchika Okada. He will call him Daddy Okada.
I just.
Woo.
Let me just be very clear. You laugh
Oh,
because
my
you think
God.
he's being funny.
I know he's being
he
truthful. It's just, I love it.
The holy. Like, okay, seriously, if there is a God in Japan, whatever it is, he gave up on that boy.
He did not forgive him on this night.
Daddy
Daddy Okada said, "You will learn today."
Jesse, why would you piss that guy off? That's all I gotta ask.
Either he was dumb or somebody paid him some money. I hope enough.
You can't get paid enough that.
What?
There's no way you can pay me enough in Japanese money to have happen to me what happened to that guy.
It's like when you watch your friend get jumped after they were running their mouths, and they're like, "Help me!" And you're like, "Why would I want to get the same thing you getting right now, man? Like, I didn't start this." That's what this kid got.
I mean, the kid gave a good
That's what the
showing.
kid
Don't
got.
get me wrong.
Listen, he's athletic.
Mhm.
He is a champion for a reason. Only, I think, 26. Very, very high potential for this guy.
Mhm.
But you thought that you were going to piss off Okada to get a match with Okada, and you weren't going to take the beats. Okada has beat better men. Way better men.
He's beating better females than you too, because this is Japanese.
that
wrestling.
too. And
He said he-
just...
I'm not saying Okada is what some people might like in Japan, different culture, y'all. Like, I mean,
See, in Japan, they believe in equal rights, equal lefts, equal headbutts. It does not matter what's between your legs. If you get in a ring, you will catch them beats.
An equal crotch shot.
That's right.
There
You
we
will
go.
catch the beats. It does not matter who
And
you are.
and how old this kid was? You said it was 26 or
26
20?
years old.
yeah.
Okay.
His future was bright.
He might make 30. I'm saying
Oh,
he
no,
might.
no, oh, no,
Well,
no,
you
no.
know, to be fair-
in ring, Okada is done with this guy. But the problem is that I don't know how he's going to look going back to the other fans.
I'll say this. The medical care in Japan is phenomenal.
Uh-huh.
So he'll still have a career,
Yeah.
but he's going to need some time to heal because Okada was not forgiving.
No.
Guys, he's not just Japanese rock. I tried to tell you guys, he's Japanese taker too. He will put hands on you.
Let me be very clear. Jesse, you said something on our show, and a decent number of people were, like, very confused by it. Minoru Suzuki respects this man for many reasons.
But the biggest reason is because he will bring the beats. He will bring you the Dr. Dre's with no biscuits, no gravy,
Yep.
and you just bleed, baby. That's just how it go in the Japanese world with Okada.
Make it very clear. Okada, different from Rock, he has no problem getting shoot violent. Zero problem with it.
You see, in Japan, they have a saying that we in the black community share. Don't start no shit won't be no shit.
And this guy decided on a very highly televised show,
To start some shit.
I'm not only going to piss him off, I'm going to take the toe of my boot, wrap it around his face, and kick him right in the nose. And I didn't knock him out. That was the definition of you better hit him once and he better go down.
You know, I've always said, when it came to Marvel heroes, if you get the chance somehow, if you're a Thor and Hulk is going crazy and the hammer knocks him out, get him locked up right away. Because once that big green sumbitch get back up, it's going to be hard to knock him out again.
So we had a long conversation because my parents got really interested in the actual story of the movie Cocaine Bear.
Cannot wait to see that.
Oh, it's going to be great. Because here's the deal.
I'm not very sure about that one.
No, stop. No, stop. Right there you lied. You want to know why you lied?
Why?
Because guess what? There's not a goddamn person on this earth. I don't care what you believe. I don't care what your morals are. I don't care nothing how old you are. You hear the words Cocaine Bear, you are interested in it somehow, and you sickeningly want to see it. It don't matter if it's a cinematic master. You want to see it.
Maybe he's not.
I doubt it.
Okay.
It's impossible. This
Okay.
man, no.
I will say, you seem like a man that hears the words
Cocaine Bear, and you're like, I got to see this.
And you'd be like, yeah, kids got to see
and the one thing I'm
I
thinking is like, is Tony Khan in that movie?
You got me finally.
There you go.
Not only is that funny, you got me thinking about it.
There you
Anyway,
go.
but no.
I did watch the Human Centipede and sat back after that going, what the hell did I just do?
You know, that first one is actually kind of boring.
Yeah.
That second one,
Yeah.
that second one, they were like boring, huh?
Yeah.
But yeah.
But no,
After
but no.
watching that,
But back to my point.
Yes.
So, in real life, when you hunt a bear, you want a caliber that is strong enough to knock it on its ass to where it doesn't get back up so you have time to reload. Okada was the Cocaine Bear. No amount of rifle was going to stop Okada from beating this kid's ass. And he did. But unlike the Cocaine Bear, kid, it's still on site with you in Okada. Just whatever you do. If Okada's at a restaurant, find a new place to eat. I don't care if you got a reservation.
Yeah, that would be a good idea.
If Okada is walking down the street with his wife,
Cross
the street.
Cross it.
Yeah. Like you saw a pit bull. Just cross the street. Yes.
Or go down another street so you don't see him at all, and
If
then
you-
look around.
They
Yeah.
just found 700 new islands in Japan. Go to one of those.
Oh, wow.
If you happen to be on a date, girl, guy, whatever, and you're enjoying yourself and Okada comes, just give up the date, let Okada take the booty. Just whatever you have to do to not take the beats again, be smart.
Yeah, folks, he
I
didn't
agree
just
on that.
lose. If he had pride, it didn't exist after the match.
I hope your pride is burned after that kind of ass whooping. Listen, in my younger days, I started some stuff with people I shouldn't have, but it made me a better fighter, it made me a better man. But
Yeah.
and I took some ass whoopings.
Yeah.
Right? And I remember, the Bloodline is probably one of the best wrestling story of the last 10 years. And it started with Roman Reigns super punching his own cousin, and he grabs him and he tells him, you want to take this title from me, but you don't understand the responsibility that comes. And at the pay-per-view, you're going to understand because you're going to take the ass whooping that comes with the responsibility of being champion and being the head of the table. This kid just learned the ass whooping and the responsibility that it comes to be the ace of Japan.
But at least Roman afterwards said, "I still love you." After he
There
beat
was
his
no
ass.
love in this.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I know.
This could be Okada's son, and he's now officially disowned.
Well, yeah, that's true. But I don't think his son is that dumb.
After I saw my dad beat somebody's ass like that, I would think you just listen to everything he says.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because again, Rock cared about his image, rightfully so. He's made a lot of money doing it. Okada don't care what he looks like coming out of that match because in Japan they still gonna respect him for it.
He's Japanese Jesus.
After that match, yeah, because
Now that Inoki unfortunately has left us.
Yeah.
Well, he
he's
resurrected
Japanese
somebody
Jesus.
then, or what?
he
Oh, he'll resurrect you, and he'll put you right back in the earth, very violently.
he might have resurrected this kid twice during the match.
Hey.
Hold on, you're not dead yet. And now you are. Nope, get up, and now you are.
Let me be very honest with you, Jesse, because I have now watched it so many times because I like a good beatdown. I do.
I like watching a good old-fashioned, passionate ass whooping.
I want
sorry.
to be very clear.
Is it on YouTube?
Oh yeah.
Now
Oh, yeah.
it will be. Yeah,
Yeah, but
now it
Jesse,
will be.
Jesse,
I'll look at
I actually sat back before I watched. Stupidly enough, I apologize to Japanese Jesus. I apologize.
All is forgiven.
I apologize. I apologize to JJ.
There you go.
Here's the deal. I asked myself, how can he up the beating he gave him when the kid initially did this? And then I realized to myself, Okada doesn't keep receipts. He just has a filing system
So
right there.
what it is it's in his phone, right? And what he does is he takes out his phone and goes, "Oh yeah, you broke my nose. Yeah, so I'm gonna break your orbital bone. I'm gonna probably break part of your eye, and I'm gonna concuss you at least 3 times with these hits. At least 3.
If he had a woman before the match, he didn't remember her afterwards.
And you know, if you guys had a wedding date, you know this is gonna be 51st days for you,
Yeah,
because every day he's gonna have to wake up and be reminded of his life.
I mean,
Yeah.
when I say I asked myself, how is he going to make this different? Because maybe he's had time to cool off. I think Okada just literally watched that kick to the face every day until the match.
I gotta be honest. After the beating he gave him, I think he still watches that beating. He's like, I think I could have beat his ass more. I don't think I went far enough.
Okada's like, I didn't do it. Maybe I should have just taken your career.
You know, now I'm thinking about it. Maybe I should have just taken your life in front of the world. Like, I think that would have sent the message to everyone that I'm not to be fondled with like this.
I'm willing to do business, but once it crosses the line into personal business, oh my. But anyway, back to Impact.
So back to a full wrestling show, not just a pure ass whooping. Listen, this was
What else happened on that show? Does anybody remember?
there was a retirement match.
Muda
and
and-
Muji, I think.
Yep.
Um,
Muda lost twice in his last match, and he didn't care.
You know what though? He still looked great.
He did.
Lost the first one to Tatsuya Naito, and then called out his rival, and then lost again. I mean, but it was entertaining. It was fun. And I loved every moment of that.
His career is so set in stone. It's just
I mean, there's rumors WWE wants to put them in, him in their Hall of Fame, and I understand why. Even though he had a very short spell there.
it's still Muda though. I mean,
It's Muda.
Well, he's doing WWE and WCW, and they're kind of, well.
And of
he
course,
owned them.
he was in WCW longer, so it
Yeah.
makes sense. But yeah, I man, yeah.
well, they put in the Bushwhackers and then talked more about their days down under than they did their days in WWE, because at that point in their careers, the Bushwhackers knew what they were doing.
They were what? By the time they got to WWF, they were what? 36?
They were older.
They were definitely
Something
older
like
at that point. Yeah.
And I'm so glad that my son
Got to do the Bushwhackers.
got to hang out, got to do the Bushwhacker dance with that.
cool.
I was so, it made me proud,
Oh man.
and it reminded me of my youth. I'm like, wow, I
And you
wish I
also
could have
got-
been him.
And you also got to watch him beat up Cody Jacobs, which is always fun.
and then my
You
kid
know
almost
what?
had a
Which
young
is
lady in her
great
lap. So
for Evan's future, okay? Because he will understand the future of pro wrestling. Something Coda Jacobs does not. But we will discuss you later, sir. So here's the thing.
Back to Impact.
Back to relevant people. Ooh, shots thrown. So here's the thing. This was a hell. I mean, listen, Impact's pay-per-views, quote unquote. They're basically kind of like $30 shows you can order on the app or watch for free on the app.
Well, it's basically what Ring of Honor did back when Jim Cornette was there, was that they weren't pay-per-views. I mean, you just paid for an internet show.
Right,
essentially.
right,
You just
right.
paid extra for the internet show.
well, they do have this was a Friday night one, but they have their regular ones they always
But
do.
like even the Friday night ones, I believe, are just
really
basically off the app, and you can just watch.
and they
them on the
basically
app.
do it on Friday because they're like, okay, now people are going to go watch it Saturday, Sunday because it's on the app because they know they're not competing with SmackDown.
Right.
And Scott's smart enough to at least admit that.
Right.
Unlike Rampage.
Though he still does them live. in
Yeah,
a
well,
sense.
yeah, well, yeah.
So the hardcore fan base, if you want to still watch it live, you can still watch it live.
Well, Scott knows someone's going to watch,
Right.
but he's looking more for the after views.
Hopefully, at some point, a bigger investor comes in and just gets Impact back on cable television because they deserve it.
See, the fun part with that is I could watch SmackDown, and then I could have my phone or my computer sitting there and watch Impact at the same time.
Right?
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
actually
yeah.
really cool.
Yeah.
That might be too much for me. I'm not sure.
Do we have the card for that show?
Yep,
yes,
yep.
Okay,
yes,
cool.
I did print it out. Yes,
Fantastic.
I was, printed out. All of it. All right, we had 3 pre-matches.
Okay.
We had the design, Diener and Angels with Callahan and Khan defeated Decay with Crazy Steve and Black Taurus. by pinfall at a Take D match.
It's nice to see Crazy Steve still getting some love.
Right,
Really,
right.
really great talent. So, it is sad the WWE thing didn't work out, mostly because, and again, hardcore fans, whatever, they have a bigger audience. They just do. They have more ability to show off, and it would have been nice for Steve to maybe get some of that love.
Right.
I've always said, mostly why I pray everyone gets a shot in WWE is at least you get a chance to be seen by more people.
True.
You just do. I mean, sorry, Tony, but it's true.
Yeah.
But I overall really like this. Just
The opening matches for anything Impact related are always fun because they know they put the right guys in there.
and Steve has put in so much work.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, really has come such a long way. Like you love to see it in pro wrestling when guys really, something doesn't work out and you see them just step their game up.
The Menagerie was really, bringing in Mike Knox, trying to make
Right.
something work, and that just really felt stale, almost from the get-go. It just felt like it wasn't going anywhere.
Right.
And then he ends up in Decay, and it's almost like you forget you forget Steve was in the Menagerie.
Right.
I believe it was, yeah.
It's Menagerie,
Yeah,
something like
yeah.
that. So great stuff. Though,
It was a
Sorry.
circus thing, whatever.
Yeah.
All right, next up was Giselle Shaw defeated Diano Perazzi by pinfall in this good singles ladies match there.
Shocking to me, actually.
Do you,
Yeah, I didn't think she would
do you think
lose
she's
that.
long for Impact?
Yeah.
Was
Deanna? Deanna just re-upped.
Right, yeah.
She just re-upped for a couple years. I think Impact
Basically-
is basically her home.
Oh, okay.
yeah.
I'll be honest. I think I pulled a Pete Weber. Who do you think you are? I am there when I said that. Do you think she's in the long-term major plans for Scott
yeah.
still?
Oh, yeah.
Because she's been a little cold for a while.
She could be going home for a little bit and just to take a break.
Yeah.
yeah.
Because I did not see.
Speaking
this
of
loss
women
coming.
and cold, we'll get to it a little later because Jesse has to tell us all if it's worth watching. Congrats to our girl, Lady Frost, who we've all worked with before. She was on the debut for Ring of Honor.
Oh, she was? Okay.
She was very, very good. She was very, very good.
Arguably,
She's a great performer.
and we love a lot of the great females here. She is, in my opinion, one of those top 10 women that if she's not in a major company, that's on you guys.
No, she's exceptional.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, this match was great. Giselle Shaw brings something unique to this women's division, and I really loved it. But I really did think they were going to try to continue this feud by having Deanna win.
Yeah.
But yeah, Giselle is a special talent. Giselle could be your next Knockouts champion.
Okay.
Okay.
We'll see. But they seem to be they really believe in her right now.
And I believe it is today. Happy birthday to your guys' favorite Knockout Women's Champion.
Oh, Jordan Grace?
Yeah.
It's her birthday today.
Big Mama Pump. I mean, she's got more muscles now than
You have
anything.
asterisks.
Well, that's for sure.
She had more muscles in her, like, 2 fingers than I have in my whole goddamn body.
She is definitely Big Mama Pump more than ever now. It's kind of freaky. But,
A little, yes.
but yeah, no.
Scary.
I think she was on this card too. But yeah, great stuff between Giselle and Deanna. No,
No.
I couldn't remember.
Not
Today
this
is her
one.
birthday, born March 5th.
Oh, right.
I think she's what, 33, 34?
She is 27.
Really?
Yeah, no, I didn't think
That's
she was
right.
in her
She got
30s
into
yet,
the business at like 16.
She was born in 96.
Happy birthday. We love you. Happy birthday.
What
Is
am
she
I
there?
doing? I mean, Lady Frost technically got into the business. She was 31.
There was a few ladies that got in late. There was a lot of them that got in early, you know.
Batista got in when he was 32.
Yeah.
Yeah.
DDP's obviously the classic.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe I should just do it. That's a different conversation for a different time.
Yep. Anyway. Yep.
All right, next up, speaking of Jordan, Jonathan Grisham defeated Mike Bailey by pinfall.
What a match. I mean, when you talk about
When he is not mad at Muslims who didn't want to pay him properly.
Well,
for the
yes.
con, this dude is still one of the absolute best technical wrestlers on the planet. Like, there's just
and a guy who I'm surprised
Oh, yeah.
wasn't a higher pick for High Flyer of the Year in the Wrestling Observer News Awards, Mike Bailey. I mean, like, again, hard to argue
Right.
with Del Vicano, but Mike Bailey's Mike
El
Bailey.
Vicino is special, but yeah, Mike
in 2022, the wrestling world all of a sudden said Mike Bailey's not just a player; he's a main event
Bailey. I think
star.
everybody forgot he was still contracted to Impact. So watch Impact if you want to see more Mike Bailey.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mike Bailey special, Jonathan Gresham special. I really don't have much to say. Guys, just go watch it.
Well, what's the rule in the show? The Elstein rule.
Yeah, just go watch it, man. It's excellence.
All right, after that, it was the start of the main card. First match was Frankie Kazarian defeating Khan.
Which is maybe an ode to the guy who used to pay his former salary, but
Possibly, but I love Frankie Kazarian. This dude's a unicorn.
was never in the main event scene in
Right.
All Elite Wrestling.
Hell, was never even. I mean, he was barely in the main event scene in Impact.
By the way, guess who was seen at Impact during this particular show? The man that Jesse believes is the biggest waste of talent in a long time. Even Scorpio Sky was at Impact recently, just hanging out
really?
back.
Does he care about wrestling? You know what? I digress. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that right now. I won't waste my time with the guy who thinks he's the greatest Laker fan ever. But I love Frankie Kazarian. Actually, we've seen Khan in AEW.
We have, yeah.
With his tag team partner. Though they don't do much with them.
Well, they do maybe on YouTube.
I was maybe on Dark. I've been finally catching back up to Dark and Dark Elevation. For a while, actually, I barely watched anything but highlights
It's okay. That's all anyone else watches.
because
Yeah.
it is what it is. But yeah, Khan is a special talent. You know, Samoans, man, they just do real well in pro wrestling.
Something about just being able to do things physically but look a certain way is because let me be very clear. Roman is the most outside of Rock. Roman is the most in shape Samoan we've seen dominate the business.
Sure.
Most of them come in, you're like, they're fat, and then they fly, and you're like, okay, not going to say that in front of them again.
And they're just.
Alpha and Sika were never exactly in shape, but you weren't exactly not afraid of Alpha
But
and
you
Sika.
about to say what you weren't going to do was run your mouth.
No.
Yeah, because your children's children are going to feel that shit.
Yeah, Alpha and Sika were not.
Alpha, Sika, and Haku. You weren't going to run your mouth, man. You catch the beats.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, Khan is special. And if Tony Khan is smart, which he's not, but if he was smart enough, you would make sure that kid goes nowhere.
Yeah.
Because I meant to tell you that.
Maybe we'll find out on the brand new show starting March 29th. We'll get to that a little later. Let's finish up this good
March
show.
29th.
Yep.
Hey.
Yeah, you know what? Here's the good thing about this show. At least Adam Cole will be back. Baby.
Oh.
Well, yeah.
Well, he signed into a 5-year deal. He's got to do something for the next 5 years
Yeah, that's true.
because he won't be wrestling too often.
Bro, all you had to do was wait. You could have went home.
We'll get there, Jesse.
Like Johnny Gargano.
We'll get there, Jesse. We'll get there, Jesse.
All right, next up. We got a...
Love was too powerful. Anyway, go ahead, Leroy. We're getting sidetracked a little bit, but we want a little
We got an Impact's World Tag Team Champions match here. We got the Death Dolls defeating the Hex, which is Allison Kay and Marty Bell. And the Death Dolls are Tara Valkyrie and Jessica.
I don't mention Allison Kay enough on the show, but I really, really should. Allison Kay.
Have they been playing hot potato with these titles a little too much, do you think?
No, not as badly as NWA's Women's Tag Team Championships.
Fair enough.
Yeah, they just got a new one.
They just got a new one, and they've been champions for 11 days. Maddie Gronkowski and well known around here, Misa Kate.
Okay. Yeah.
But yeah, because the Renegade Sisters had it for all
to be
but
fair,
10
Jesse,
days.
to be fair, Jesse, it's hard to see any of the other champions in NWA because we have to look around their world champion.
He is a globe of a man, so you have to travel around to actually find him.
You're right, yeah.
As a fat man, I get to get away with that. Go ahead.
I think the Death Dolls have had the tag belts for a month or two.
Well, yeah, but my thing
think
is
it's been a
that
while.
Impact is normally known for when someone gets something, they at least give them 6 to 8
Well,
weeks.
and they try
Yeah.
to build them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
they do a great job with stories. Even if the stories are kind of shit, they just still do a great job with
Hey,
them.
Oh, yeah.
hey, you know what? I've gone back and rewatched it. If you just lose yourself, the murder storyline was not that bad. I mean, it really wasn't terrible.
I tell people, it's actually not bad. It's
No.
it's friggin' hilarious.
it
Because
really
they
was.
basically murdered him out of the company. I'm like, well, I guess he can never return.
Right.
How do you get him to the Hall of Fame? We saw him die.
Right, yeah.
But yeah, no. We should talk about Marty Bell and Allison Kay more because they just wonderful talents. By the way, Allison does do a Twitch channel live. She's great. She's a sweetheart of a person. And listen, what else do I need to say about Havoc and the first love of my life that wasn't Kelly in
Madison Rain.
and yeah, it just come on, man.
Was it Madison Rain?
No, it's Havoc. It's my
Leroy.
girl.
Leroy.
My girl from Decay.
Decay?
Rosemary.
Thank you.
Rosemary. Yeah, with Rosemary. Yeah, Rosemary's in there.
And just that's my second love right there.
Okay.
I still remember when the first time I seen her.
He is all about women that scare the crap out of him.
Yes, I am. Seeing her in Texas, and oh man, man, 21-year-old me almost forgot he had a girlfriend at home. But yeah, just and listen, this story has actually had a lot of layers to it. Allison and Marty have been the heels in the story, which has been kind of a nice little twist.
Well, I've always said many times,
Havoc doesn't get enough credit.
right. I've always said, outside of being a male in this business, because obviously, you know, males in this business, there's so many of them, it's so hard to get known that maybe
Sure.
you go to WWE because of the exposure. If you're a female in this business, sadly, we're not equal just yet. Why would you leave Impact? Because they're always going to take care of you and make you seem really, really good.
Right.
Unless you're Tessa Blanchard, but that's a whole other story.
No comment. Go ahead.
Go ahead, Leroy.
All right. Next
To
up.
be fair, her now ex-husband also has no comment about all that.
All right. Next up, Joe Hendry, the digital.
If you call his name and he'll come out, I believe in Joe Hendry. Sorry, go ahead.
This is for the Impact Digital Media Championship. He defeated Moose by pinfall.
What he did, he didn't just defeat Moose. He made Moose believe in Joe Hendry. I fucking love Joe Hendry.
It got over. You can't get angry
I
at it.
tell people, you cannot convince me this is a bad gimmick. I know some people will like shit on Impact because of this gimmick. They're like, really? The guy has an uplifting song, and so every time somebody says his name, the song comes up, and he just random. I'm like, it's the best part of the gimmick. It's great. Great, actually, really good match between these two. I was actually worried about this match.
Okay.
Because, of course, Moose is a multiple-time champion in TNA.
Yeah.
Big guy. And listen, Joe's been in the business for a while. He's very good. But I wasn't sure if the two styles would match and align for them to tell a really decent story in this.
Yeah.
But it worked. A part of my issue with this story has been that I didn't completely believe in their chemistry in the story, and but at the end of the match, I was really happy that they did this feud.
You weren't mad at it.
No, I was never mad at it.
Right,
but
yeah.
I was like, I don't believe like Moose would not just destroy this
But
guy.
you did believe.
And Joe Hendry.
It's one of my favorite things in the business. It really is, because it's the most inopportune time thing that is just like.
Seriously, somebody will be cutting a promo and they'll just go, have you seen? And somebody else will like, don't finish the name. Do not. I don't want to hear the stupid song. And then somebody, his name is just Joe. And then before they can finish it, you just hear this. All you do is say his name and he appears. I believe in. He just pop out of a locker or some shit. You're like, what? Where the fuck?
But you're not mad about it.
I love it.
No one's mad about it. Oh my
Oh
god.
my god.
Oh.
It's like the better version of Bo Leave. It really is. It's the much better version of Bo Leave. The ball that Vince dropped on the main roster, Impact's like, no, we're just gonna run with this with Joe Hendry.
That works. All right.
All right.
Next up, we have a 6-man tag match. We have the Bullet Club with Ace Austin, Chris Bay, and Kenta They defeated the Time Machine, who was Alex Shelley, Chris Sabin, and Kushida.
Good match.
Great match.
Yes.
And unfortunately for poor Kushida, time did not run out on Bullet Club. And probably their future leader, Kenta. My worry right now for Kushida isn't even about whatever he does over here in the meantime.
Okay.
It's taking them a while to kind of rebuild him in Japan as a heavyweight.
Okay.
And I don't know why it's taking them this long. He's a legend over there in the light
Well, that's
heavyweight
just it.
division.
It's almost like because of the years that he spent in the light heavyweight, the minute he shows up, he's kind of already legit. And then you give him some wins with some lower heavyweight guys.
But then they haven't done much since. And I understood that the big story, of course.
He's not, Jesse.
Outside of Okada needing to give a kid a beats was the story of telling Jay White out of the company.
Right, yeah. But here's the deal. Kushida's not Jake Paul. We actually take Kushida seriously.
But funny enough, that match at Mania is going to be a banger with Seth Rollins.
That's Logan. I'm talking about Jake, the one that no one cares about anymore because you finally lost to a real boxer.
That motherfucker had more excuses than a black man trying not to. Let me not finish that.
There's not enough brothers in the room.
Right. Just take the L, Jake. Just take the L.
We all trust me. We watched it, Jake. You have no second punch.
You should be happy he didn't go for the kill.
Yeah.
I like that. I actually got mad at Fury's little brother for that because there was a couple times he took some jabs at the. Okay, well, I'm getting off topic.
Yeah. Al's not on the show yet.
I know people love when we talk boxing though. Here's the thing, man. I still love this story. Chris Bay is great. The problem is you won't see Chris Bay a lot in Japan, probably. I don't know if that's personal choice. I don't know.
So there's no plans to work him in with the actual BC over there.
There is for faction warfares and shit like that, but
Okay.
otherwise
So he's not going to get his own thing too much.
unless he's in their junior weight division too.
Okay,
You're not going to see him a lot. Like when Kenny came in to take over the junior division, I told people you always knew at some point they were going to put him as a heavyweight.
Well, that was the thing. Was that really the history of Bullet Club? Was Kenny was really brought in because they just wanted a presence in the junior division.
Right. So
Was really what that was.
because I think Ishimori was gone at that time. Or was a tag team champion or something.
Okay, yeah.
But yeah, I still really like this. And yeah, I mean, listen, Kenta. If Kenta is the next leader of Bullet Club, he's a great leader for Bullet Club. Because he's an asshole. Really, dude? You won the match. You got to go talk about dude's mom in Japanese. So I went and got a translation. And I'm like, really, Kenta? Kushida's mama? You got to bring Kushida. Why do you talk about Kushida mama like that?
Well,
Talking about your mama. Your mama shouldn't have had you. What a disappointment. 40 years of disappointment. I'm like, you bitch.
talk about your mama like that.
All in Japanese. Kenta be talking shit. But yeah, man, by the way, before we get off of Kenta real quick, love the fact, of course, a couple of weeks ago in LA they did a show, New Japan did.
Yeah.
And Kenta went, it's about time CM Punk showed up to see, the actual master of the go to sleep and the actual master of martial arts, because he's been lying for years that he's a black belt. And of course, CM Punk kind of replied with a laughter emoji. I would actually love to see the match, but if he goes back to AEW, I don't foresee it happening.
Well, they've already released. It got leaked that they already have a date for Forbidden Door 2.
I'll believe it when I see it.
Right.
Yeah,
Because
no
the problem
kidding.
is that if it's already, done and set in stone for only a couple of months from now, I don't trust Tony to do a short build. I don't trust him for a long build.
We have Revolution tonight, and we're going to get into this, guys.
Yeah. You guys had your predictions obviously live on our
Right.
show.
So we're going to have to
yeah.
give yours.
Yeah.
And by the way, that video will be up tonight. Those two videos will be up because I had to. Actually, was it three? I think I had to cut it three
I think we did
times.
three,
so
yeah, you
all
had some
three I
issues.
should have up tonight. They are all on our YouTube page, though, guys, so you can actually go check that out. But yeah, our Facebook page. Sorry, facebook.com/13 Card Subject to Change Podcast LLC. I should probably find a way to shorten that for us for
Eh.
our webpage.
We'll get there
It's
someday.
a lot of letters for somebody to type.
It really is.
But yeah, so
Well, you just got to type in 13 cards and it pops up.
right.
Yeah.
But I looked at the link last night. I'm like, 13 cards, subject to change, podcast, LLC. That's a fucking lot to type up. But yeah, so we will see where they take the Chris Bay, Ace Austin stuff here, because I think Ace Austin could be an excellent ace in two companies.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if Gato and those guys would ever see him that way, but they should.
Right.
I think they should invest some time in the Ace Austin because I think they would really
It really
love
wouldn't
to push
hurt
him.
Gato to put some more time into minor gaijins that would hopefully get them into the Western market.
And he's still young. So, like, for years, you can have him be kind of like your newest young ace. So, we'll see what happens.
Okay. All right, last two matches were world heavyweight champions. First was the ladies with Mickey James beating Masha Slamovich.
So obviously Mickey's farewell tour is going to be a lot longer than we expected with the way that they're booking this.
Well, because I told people, I'm like, now that she's won the title, there's only a couple of people I'm starting to believe now in this company they're going to have. One of them is Giselle Shaw.
Yeah.
Which is why having her beat Deanna to build more heel heat.
Yeah.
And then that way, if she inevitably is the one that does it, they have a monstrous heel character. in
Well,
their
I
hands.
did see a continuation with Mickey because our birthday girl is mad because she
wants
doesn't
the
get a
title
chance.
shot, right?
So they're gonna have. I can't remember who
I
Mickey
think
James is
Santino-
gonna go.
I think Santino did give it to her. I don't know when she.
Yes,
when it
yeah,
is.
they had the last show they had last Thursday. He said, "Yeah, you are going to get your shot." Mickey James is getting challenged by somebody else. Whoever wins that,
Yeah.
Jordan Grace is going to get
Yeah.
the next shot. So
is that going to just be on Impact then? Was that what Santino was saying? I missed that segment.
I don't think. I think it's going to be at a main show for
Okay.
Jordan. I mean, pay-per-view. They're going to have that.
Okay.
'Cause,
Yeah.
well, the next one I think is No Surrender.
I believe. Yeah, I believe it's coming up later this month.
That sounds about
yeah.
right.
I
Yeah.
think it might be No Surrender.
Anyway, so then for the World
By the
Championship,
way, Masha Slamovich. Come on, man. Come on, bro. Seriously, how many more times do I have to watch this young Russian lady beat somebody absolutely down before people actually believe that she is a superstar?
right? Yeah.
Masha Slamovich, you guys got to see her at MAW. Masha
Yes.
Slamovich is awesome. Man. But yeah, I think it'll probably either be Giselle Shaw. It won't be Jordan.
Right.
I think they're going to try to do a story right now with Jordan where she spirals a little out of control.
Okay.
here.
Yeah.
But yeah,
They did book her pretty well for a while. That wouldn't hurt to bring her down a little bit to build it right back up.
kind of
Yeah.
rebuild her back up.
They're giving her a shot soon.
Right, but I
Santina
think
Morella is gonna
Mickey
be
will
doing
probably
it, so.
retain.
Okay. Moving on to the main event, which is finally fixed because Kenny's gone, and everyone's like, well, it's been so long, why still make that? I'm like, because he killed that division.
Yes, it did.
It was on hold for a while.
And this main event.
And by the way, they didn't even. It was funny because it wasn't even Kenny that started to help with it. They sent Christian Cage back. Sorry, go ahead.
And that helped a lot.
Yeah,
They
did.
two great competitors for this match. Josh Alexander, Rick Swann. Josh Alexander did retain and defeated Rick Swann, but
He just has
25-minute
banger
match.
after banger after banger.
But this one, he survived. So, like, for
Yeah.
the first time in a while, I was watching, by the way, another awesome Josh Alexander match. And the story they told this time was not that, he found a way to overcome a Bubba or, a Bully Ray, or he found a way in pure sheer power to overcome a Moose. No, he kind of barely survived Rich Swann.
Okay.
That to me, that's a nice little twist in that booking, because it made him kind of even after he won go, damn, this is starting to feel a bit harder now.
the weight of that
Yeah.
is finally coming down on him.
I love what they're doing now. Listen, Josh is great. It's so messed up because I said, I'm like, Josh should stay in Impact his whole career if he can. And I know he talked about it. I don't know how Triple H don't come calling at some point. And this dude doesn't go straight to the main event after like a good feud. Vince was able to do it with Cody, made him legit immediately by doing Seth Rollins. Which, by the way, people, yes, Seth Rollins is a main eventer, is a Hall of Famer. I don't know why people keep thinking that because he's not in the title picture that he's not a main eventer. That's a weird thing to say.
Seth Rollins is the prime example of two things. He is now the Ultimate Company guy, not a bad thing to have.
Right.
But he's also so talented, so good, so beloved, that he kind of has to remind people, look, just because John, once he got there, never left, that was actually, see, the problem with wrestling fans is we are fickle. We all are to a point. We have to admit that.
Sure.
Admitting it is the first step to not being
assholes
in airports. But anyway.
I'm above all of you now, so I'm not as bad. But yeah, go ahead.
Fair enough. But no, basically my whole thing of it is that Seth is trying to show you and tell you. You all hated that John was at the top for the entirety of the end of his run. You hated the reign of terror in Triple H. I'm still a main eventer, but I'm just not in the title picture because then you guys would say, oh, he's always around the title. He's always in this. Hell, his wife's now a tag team champion because they couldn't have her in there because right now Becky's not built good enough to take on Asuka or Bianca.
Well, because she's already lost to Bianca, and then of course she's already lost to listen.
It's kind of, I know.
Listen, this about to say, I know that baby is about 2 years old now, right? But if you want another child, you don't get in the ring with Kana.
No.
Because your guts will get kicked out of your asshole. But,
yes.
So I agree. But like I said, my worry for them right now is he's becoming such a big star. There's no, with the relationship they already have.
Yeah.
And it's hinted that they still have. Probably to be honest, probably even more so now that it's Triple H.
Yeah.
There's no way he doesn't come calling for Josh at some point.
Oh.
While he's still young.
Right, yeah.
And just be like, listen, I got $6 million a year on the table for you, your wife, your family. You can do a part-time schedule. You don't even have to wrestle on Raw or SmackDown.
Right, yeah.
But I need you in the company.
Yeah.
Like I said, when I predicted that Vince would bring back Cody, I literally said, it's almost the star, especially on Raw, they've been missing.
Right.
Cody Rhodes just has that oomph about him, even though, unfortunately, he booked himself into a corner in his own company.
We'll talk about that a little later.
Which we'll talk about later. But Josh Alexander now, like Kurt Angle for a long time, would bring, even outside of the Brock Lesnar stuff, like, okay, this is legitimate. Like when this dude comes out to wrestle a guy, and they're trying to build, they're going to try to start building Chad Gable with that. Now that's the rumor.
Yeah.
Every time they come out, there's just going to be like, damn, okay, no, this is legitimate. This dude will legitimately come out here and fuck you up for 10 minutes. Go home.
Yeah, I mean,
his family doesn't care.
With Impact and WWE's good relationship together,
because again,
there's a good chance. I mean,
again, despite what the internet thinks, Mickey was treated very well when she was there.
Yeah, like I said, there seems to be still a lot of rumor that there's still a good relationship there. They didn't have anything this year just because listen, Vince fucked up a lot of things.
The bloodline they keep saying is the best thing that's happened in over 10 years, but here's the problem: we don't know where to go from it.
Vince has almost put WWE on a holding pattern, so now he's got to tell different stories.
Yeah.
By coming back to sell his own company.
Yeah.
Hurry up, sell it to Disney or Comcast and move the fuck on, Vince.
The United States government will not allow you to sell to the Saudis. Just give it up.
You know what? I will not allow you to sell it to the Saudis. I will go to prison to make sure you can't. So here's the thing, man.
You've gone to jail for less.
Yeah, and I'll go to jail for that. Save pro wrestling fans, I will go to jail for you, even though some of you don't deserve it.
I'd be right there with you.
Oh, you're not selling it to Saudi. Anyway, but yeah, so I don't know how much longer he'll be at Impact. Now, his current deal doesn't run out, I believe, until after 2025, so he's there for now.
Yeah.
But
there's at least another 2-3 years there.
But I'm just like, man, he's such a star. I don't know how much longer he stays. But Josh is great.
The payday that he could get somewhere else is just.
Well, that company or New Japan. For me, for Josh, that's it. See the WWE or New Japan. Don't you dare go to Jacksonville. Don't even call Billy Corgan. I listen. I love them first 4 Smashing Pumpkin albums. If Bald Billy shows up to your door, brother, love them first 4 albums. Get the fuck off my doorstep.
Even though he could wear that beautiful belt I have hanging right there.
No. Let me be
But
clear.
I
Let me be clear.
understand.
To get to that belt, he would have to go around Tyrus.
Well, he
And
would have
that'd
to
be a
get-
waste of his time.
He would have to get a chainsaw to cut through that big fat Republican tub of lard. Joe, just get in a little shape. He came into his last championship match so out of shape he couldn't run the ropes.
Right.
Anyway.
At least Omos can do that.
Well, he is a shape.
Uncle Howdy can do it.
He is a shape. He's round, but that's it.
No. You don't understand. There's round, and then there's round with random ripples in it.
And then there's planetary.
And that's what he's at right now.
And Tyrus is a racist planet.
If somebody wants to tell me that dude's not 500 pounds, you're lying to me.
But at least Big Show was 7'3",
Yeah.
so he could carry the damn weight. You're like
Yeah.
6'4", 5" at best.
And you look like you don't even hit the gym. Which, again, I'm not here advocating that every wrestler needs
But
to
you want to talk about women in the workplace and in pro wrestling. That's the guy Billy put the championship on. Great, sorry, we digress. Great show by Impact.
Yeah, that was great.
Oh yeah.
Josh Alexander's phenomenal.
Yep.
Tyrus is a piece of shit.
And I
Somebody
do,
call his mama. Anyway.
and I do say
For real, please.
the last few weeks ago when I actually saw Josh live,
Oh, listen,
that's so
man.
beautiful.
I am
I
jealous, you guys.
I know.
Got to see him.
I was so excited to see him live. I mean, hell of a show. He puts on a great performance. Everybody at the show was doing
Moving
good,
on,
so.
we'd like to send our condolences to the man who is no longer Solo. Solo Sikoa got married over the
yeah, congratulations.
over the last week.
What? I'm trying to remember his actual name. Isn't it Lance?
Leroy, look it up.
I thought no. Lance is the other little brother.
Yeah.
What the hell?
We have Google. Hang on.
There are so many of
There's
these guys.
so many Samoans.
I try not to sound racist as a black man when I say that about the Samoans, but like you guys like to tell us we got big families. Nah, bro, you got large families.
Because here's the deal. Y'all count the cousins more than we do. Is basically what the black people
Oh,
have to
for
say.
damn sure.
Yeah.
Like they almost count them as like actual siblings.
Yeah.
We're just like, big cousin E. Big cousin B. Haven't seen that dude in 2 years, but he was at the cookout. All right, cool.
All right. His birth name is Joseph Yokozuna Fatu.
Fuck out of here. Yokozuna is his middle name.
That's his middle name.
That's amazing.
I love it.
Even though he's much more Umaga than he is Yokozuna.
Well, Rikishi is his dad.
True.
And I think
It is.
wasn't.
It was either his brother or his cousin. One of those two.
Wait, Rodney was a Nai, right?
Rodney was NOIE. Yeah.
So okay, so he probably would have been what Roman's
Cousin.
uncle.
Uncle
Uncle?
around that. Yeah, probably
Okay.
uncle.
And his Solo's lovely wife, Elmelia Williams, that's her maiden name.
Mm-hmm.
I saw a beautiful woman there. Lucky guy. Lucky
Beautiful
guy.
kid. Just he got a little bloodline of his own there. He's starting.
Oh, I didn't see that picture. Oh, he
he's
did.
got-
Oh,
That picture
apparently
was
he's got
before the
3 or 4
wedding.
kids.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no.
beautiful little family.
Yep.
And then, by the way, look at Jay cheesing in the photo.
Right.
Jay cheesing it for his little brother.
He was. That's gonna be you on my wedding day.
Oh, that's
so.
gonna be me for you.
Yeah.
I'm be cheesing it.
Yep.
Just cheesing it.
Yeah.
But man, I saw the photos. I'm like, that's beautiful.
he does. His 2 sons, Zion and
Probably Zion.
Zion
probably.
and Zakhi.
Zakaya.
Zakaya, you think?
Zakaya, yeah.
Zakaya Christopher.
If there's one thing that I've learned about Solo, and it's in his matches, it's in his ring attire, it's in everything he does in tribute to Umaga, he believes in the Samoan heritage very much. That is very
They
much
all
within
believe
him.
in their
Yeah.
literal bloodline.
Yeah.
Listen, the bar was set real high for all those guys. I mean, like I said, you move away from all their fathers. The Rock set the bar real fucking high.
Yokozuna was the first.
Right. Yokozuna and The Rock set the bar insanely high.
And then you've got Roman. That just
So to come into the business with that bloodline, and of course Rikishi still had a great run on the back end. of his career. That's no pun intended there. Back end of his career, I know he has a large one. Love
He does.
Rikishi. He makes that joke all the time.
Yeah. He has no choice.
He's got a big ass.
That was literally the gimmick.
That was the whole gimmick. My big ass. But
he has lost some weight. He's not as big as he
yeah, he's
was.
not as big.
You can't,
He's looking good.
When you're not working every day, training every day, you can't keep the
He's
size.
he was still looking damn good because he was right next to us where our table, me and Cal's table. He was right there. So it was
Big
great
old
to see.
dimple ass. Yeah, the big dimple ass. I'm like, I can handle the stink face. I
Yeah.
can't handle the dimples and the like. If you had a smooth ass, that's just a quick hold your breath. Big exhale. You don't have to smell what he ate yesterday. But because of the dimples, you would feel it, and so that's worse.
Honestly, that might have been the moment that Vince was like, "Man, I do too much for this company. I want $6 billion because I got Rikishi's ass in my face."
To be fair, he deserved it. and like he said, I will not ask you to do anything that I wouldn't do.
Very true.
So he had to take it.
Yes, on live television.
I was
But
gonna
yeah,
say,
congratulations to Solo.
what would be worse, getting hit with Rikishi or getting sit on by Andre the Giant and Andre the Giant actually shitting on you?
Oh, that second one's way worse.
Yeah,
I'm taking getting beaten up by
Because here's the-
Haku.
I'd rather do that. Oh,
Actually,
that was a bad night. That was a bad
came up
night.
with the PWL. Would you watch 2000s WCW? Or I'm like, Haku can beat the shit out of me because I will only be conscious for it for 5 minutes.
Yep.
I don't have to watch hours and hours of terrible, terrible wrestling.
When they
was bad
realized,
then, yes.
when they realized that they were no longer just writing for the NWO, they couldn't book a wrestling show to save their
Vince
lives.
Russo booked himself to be world champion. That's all you need to know about that era. Anyway,
David Arquette. That's all I'm going to say.
hey, to be fair to him, he didn't want it.
True.
Hey, he didn't want it.
I
And
still
then
haven't watched his redemption story.
you
though.
haven't watched the documentary.
It's
What
really
is
good.
wrong with you?
I have a life.
It's
It
when you-
is worth your time.
It's
sitting
on my
down.
Amazon Prime save for
Okay,
you.
yeah,
I-
it's worth your time.
I think
You also
I
had to
watched
realize.
it on
You also had to realize all
free
the
on
hours you
Hulu.
talk about being a gamer. I put that into Elden Ring. So
Yeah.
I'm actually playing a lot of Immortals Phoenix and
Yeah.
Valhalla. Fucking
I'm-
Valhalla's so great.
I got 10 days, and I got. You can't see me.
I'm gonna have to wait the extra 2 weeks.
it's
I'm
still
gonna-
going to be out before Fight Forever. But anyway.
I know I'm gonna have to hide.
Which is supposedly supposed to be out by the end of the month.
You know what? Today I give Twitter their flowers. Somebody earlier last week
Yeah.
decided to tweet the Fight Forever thing with all the graphics and everything, and they put Kenny in the front, and it said AEW, wait forever.
Well, we have.
I know. I'm gonna have to.
Apparently, Aubrey Edwards blocked that person too.
Yeah. The only good part I have to tell.
That's
the,
her only job other than being a terrible referee. is
To
to
tell the
block
better
her.
half is like we have to put it in. We have to load the game, then we can play it.
That's
we,
right.
we gotta wait.
Yeah, no, the new games you let the disc install, right, and then you walk the fuck away.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
go back to work or something.
I
and
just-
then when you come back, the game's ready
When
for
I'm
you.
done gaming for the night, I put it in there. I start it up and I go to bed.
I know I'm old when I say this. I actually miss the old, you blow out the cartridge, you put it in the 64. Let's go.
Yep. Here we go.
I got that,
But
but,
then
I
again,
don't have
that's
to
why
blow
I'm
it
angry
out,
that
which is nice.
But then again, that's why I'm angry that Sony and Microsoft don't just
If there's any blowing, well,
That's different, sir.
that I got something else for
Heel.
that. So
Dirty ass old man.
heal.
We're not. There's no way we're gonna make it to 5,000 subscribers with you, sir.
I'm a dirty old man, but I got somebody, so I'm all right.
You're something. You're something.
That's
Oh,
what she
listen.
tells me too.
There's kids in the house. And
She loves me.
We're just going to talk about your sex life.
Yeah.
No. They're my
Moving on to another thing that
my
I hope
beautiful brown-haired lady there. She
Well,
might do some golden highlights.
we
blonde
do this
highlights
every
next year.
single show now. And moving on to another roadblock, you goddamn morons.
Yes, I
You
know.
stupid motherfucker.
The
I love you
roadblock that
too.
isn't him.
Moving on to the other roadblock, Jesse. Before we
just
get to
aged
it,
20
Jesse,
years there,
are
so.
you excited for NXT Roadblock?
Actually, yes.
And no, okay. Now on to my second question for you. I have 3 today. Are you excited for anything other than Meiko Satomura?
Oh, that's a fair question. Yeah, yes.
Number 3. Can we go one show without talking about Leroy's sex life?
No.
Okay, fair enough. All right, moving on to the card.
He is our NXT roadblock.
That is very fair. That is very, very fair.
I'm hoping that someday we can talk about that instead of where's your road wife? She's still at home?
She is in my kitchen
Well, she's in the kitchen.
where
now.
she belongs. I'm kidding. I'm joking. I'm joking.
You got us
Totally
that
joking.
one.
Well,
You got us that
Cal
one.
will be happy and excited that she's moved
All
from
right,
one to
all
your
right.
kitchen.
So
now.
what happened was
Now
that
she needs to make it on the road.
you know, of course, I have a different kind of family situation where I help take care of my sister. So my mother saw this thing, and I came home after working, and for some reason,
Mama had it.
no, it ended up on my Xbox. Because it's like my mother knew where I would go when I was done working. So I had to look at her with Cal's big, silly-looking face.
To be fair, she raised you. We know that she's as much a shit talker as you are. Probably more.
We know.
She loves that thing.
I know.
I hate it.
Because guess what? Someone finally brought her home a woman.
She said, well, somebody finally loves you. And I went, damn, you're my mother. Ouch. Give my dad a call last week. Hey, how's your health? How you doing? You know, your mom sent me a photo or something. You got yourself a little wife now? Cal is going to fucking suffer. He doesn't know it yet, but he is going to. Sorry, I know you listen to this. You are going to suffer. All right, let's get into NXT Roadblock.
All right.
We've had enough blocking of our road today.
Oh, he's going to suffer.
Why
for
do you
this
live in
shit.
Superior? The roads suck over here.
They really are terrible.
You know, when the snow melts, the road won't be bad out here. Until
That's like 2
then,
months.
Yeah, but that's in like another 6 months.
I know.
We don't care about the groundhog because he's usually wrong.
Just as long as
Guys, he's only coming out to get his food. I don't know why you guys keep worrying about his shadow.
Hey, dude.
Is that where
Dude.
Aaron Rodgers came back out? Oh, fuck him.
I don't have time. He only spent 2 out of the 4 days. I don't have time.
You know what I gotta say about that? Damn, he's a pussy.
Roadblock.
Roadblock,
Roadblock!
please.
All right, and you know what? Kathy is looking forward to that same match as you.
Yeah.
Because we watched her training and then that match.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
my
awesome.
God.
Let me be clear. Let me clear. That training was not.
That was warm-up.
That was no. We're not even in kayfabe. That was not a vignette. The woman trains like that
Yes.
because you don't get that old and still be that good without doing half of what that is.
She's awesome, yes.
You know, she's dating Minoru Suzuki.
Is she?
Yeah.
Now, okay, they've said they're just friends, but
I'm pretty sure they're dating. And somebody said, what if you're someone who doesn't know and you attempt to rob that couple? And cops find you and they're like, sir, who did this to you?
I think the most they can do is lay there and go, because that's all
It
they can
doesn't
do.
matter what happened. I just want to go home. All right,
Would
first
you
match.
have to go to the hospital? Nope.
I just want to go home. I'm too ashamed.
I'm going to die.
And,
Right.
and the funniest part is, well, what we just described is it's just going to be Minoru laughing at what Mako does to you. So, I mean, Minoru won't even have to lift a finger.
There we go.
Well, he's going to slap you at the end, which is going to be the worst part. Because she's already giving you the beats.
Yeah.
And then the slap is going to be like, I already died. Why are you still killing me? He's gonna-
Well, the slap brings him back from death.
Right.
The slap,
All right.
the slap of life, just give it to Minoru.
Apparently, NXT ain't doing anything interesting enough. Go ahead.
There you
Yes,
go.
we're just moving on.
Go ahead.
All right,
All right,
well,
what do you got?
we do have the singles for the NXT Women's Championship. Yes, we got Roxanne Perez against Mako.
As
That's going to be
as-
a damn
as
good
long
match.
as Roxanne, even though she's the champ, is willing to listen, this will be the best match anyone's ever got out of her.
Oh, listen, I think she'll be fine. That's why
Oh, yeah.
my worry isn't that this isn't going to be a great match. It's going to be phenomenal.
Yeah.
Because I believe in Roxanne. I was high on her when I got to see her in Booker T's promotion all those years ago.
Yeah.
By the way, I didn't even realize she was probably barely fucking 18 at the time. I mean, she looked young, but some of you guys just age slowly. Good for you. You haven't had the stresses of life quite yet.
I age quite slowly.
Very slowly.
Very slowly. Very slowly. You don't even have a gray hair for every year because that was the case. There wouldn't be any you.
I'd have too much hair.
I'm starting to think. And this is not a shot at your Lord, but I'm starting to think you might be using too much of His grace, because I'm sure every time you go into church, He's like, "Wait a minute, I created you fucking 30,000 years ago. Why are you still here?"
37. 37, but
And then
who's counting?
He looks at you and he goes, "Listen, you're doing good stuff. Wait, why are you and Ibushi still here?"
Because we still have things to do.
I hope so.
The race to the grave. Leroy versus Ibushi.
We'll be long in the grave before they get there.
Yep.
So, yeah, it's what I'm worried about is how they do the retaining,
Right.
because I think she will retain.
Yeah.
How?
Yeah.
And that's going to be important. I trust them to do this.
Yeah, but the way that you book Satomura, which is theoretically how she's booked around the world, is it doesn't make sense to book her making a mistake.
Right.
Because
No,
she
no, she
doesn't.
won't.
Right.
Like, that's how she's booked around
Remember,
the world.
in the triple threat with Blair, who's still on the roster, what the fuck is Shawn doing? Anyway, we'll get to Shawn Michaels.
But,
But in that triple threat, of course, Blair took the pin.
Yeah.
It wasn't Mako.
No.
So, yeah, it'll be interesting to see how they do the retainment, because you got to make it believable.
Yeah.
to really
Yeah.
give
Yeah.
Roxanne that
Yeah.
boost.
Oh yeah,
Which is obviously hard to do.
It's going to
Hell-
be a tough. It's going to be a tough sell.
Yeah.
Because right now, there's no way that crowd doesn't think that Mako ain't winning that championship.
Oh yeah.
Because it's run by ultimately Shawn and Triple H, who have never had a problem with female wrestling. So maybe just give her it as a flowers.
There's also Road Dogg down there. The less said, the better. All right, next match.
Next match.
All right. Well, it's going to be a 6-man tag, and this is good because we don't have to see Braun wrestle by himself, but him and the Creed brothers are going to take on Jinder Mahal and Indo Shear.
I think that whole group is just called Indus Shear.
Yeah.
It's
Does it
it's
say
on here,
Mahal with Indus
Jinder
Shear?
Mahal
Well, it says
and
Mahal
Indo
with
Shear.
them. Yeah.
So Sangha and Veer are Indo Shear together.
But so just to let everyone know who maybe puts the card together when they're kind of doing their previews on their sites, I think WWE should clear this up, but I'm pretty sure they consider that whole group Indus Shear.
Okay, yeah.
This actually might really be really good. Because here's the thing. At least Braun isn't doing any character work in this fucking match.
Thank God.
His in-ring stuff is good. That's not the problem with him right now.
No.
It's just stale ass. He should be acting like his uncle ass character.
Yep.
Listen, the Creed boys are great.
But he's on a boat, so.
Hey,
You know what? If he cut every fucking promo from fishing, I might actually like him more.
Fair.
dude, I want to sit on the boat and go fishing with him, for Christ's sake.
Because at least I'm like, well, he's likable. He just likes to fish.
Yeah.
Brock likes to get paid and go kill things. He likes to just fish and beat people up.
Yeah.
You know what? People get behind people like that. Like a simple man.
We're
Can't
gonna-
be much.
We'll get to Brock in a little bit. Anyway. Yeah. So no. This is what this is gonna do is, because again, it won't be anything character wise. It's gonna steal the show.
Oh, I
Sure.
think so too. Yeah.
Because you have just 6 guys, and again, sorry internet, I don't look at your bullshit. Jinder knows how to work.
Yes, he does.
oh yeah.
Jinder can work. Now we just have to fulfill the prophecy and bring back Heath. One time, Triple
I'm about to
H.
say,
One,
he's not the only one.
one time, Triple H.
Keith is the only one.
One time, Triple H.
Yeah, this should be good. This should
Bring
be good.
back Heath. let him fall into a title, and as soon as he loses it, I want to hear we're a 3-man band. I want those 2 guys to walk out there and help him up off the mat. Just that is all I want in my wrestling in world right now.
To be fair, that's actually the only music he uses in WWE now.
No, I know. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is I'm a one-man band. But yeah, so yeah, this will be a good match.
Yeah.
I wasn't even mad when he kind of appeared in the screen to kind of join them. I was like, you know what? You probably should have your champion on this show. So it makes sense.
But it's also
this match might start the show.
But
too.
it's also,
Probably.
but again,
Yeah.
it's also them doing what is the only thing that Tony can do to get a good number, and that's there. It's basically just a big show with a name leading into the bigger pay-per-view. Is all it
There we
is.
go. Yeah.
They had the name Roadblock. They're like, hey, let's use it. I mean, to be fair, the original Roadblock was a live event they put on the network,
Right.
because that was going to be Dean Ambrose throwing a wrench into WrestleMania plans, and then it turned into a live event, and it was a live event because it was an NXT thing, because Cass and Enzo were opening the show with Carmella still. So I mean, that was really, really way back. And so basically what they did was again, Roadblock has always just been, we're going to pop a number for this one random day in the middle of the week. That's all it's ever been.
There we go. It'll be good.
And it's fine. I mean, like
Yeah,
I said,
no, it's fine. Of course, their next big show is WrestleMania weekend. So
Stand and deliver,
yeah.
That'll be a fun one.
Yep.
All right. Next up with that, we got a single match. We got our girls, Gigi and JC, going toe-to-toe.
I cannot wait for this. The
This will be a good
story
one.
has been told very well. I would have waited 1 week for Gigi to come back, but the nice part about it was that Gigi didn't come back 100% in that beatdown, because it was a little more evenly matched. Because normally what you would do when someone comes back is they get the jump on them,
Right.
even if they're the face,
Right.
and they annihilate them. But
Right.
it was back and forth, so you could tell that again, it's a subtle thing, but Gigi was not able to dominate. It was more of a back and forth. But no, this has been made to be very personal. I think that JC is really starting to get not just the crowd there, but the internet crowd to understand that despite Gigi's fame before she got there, JC can go.
Mm-hmm.
And JC's very, very good at like what she does.
I will still say I hope this match still turns into one of the big matches for WrestleMania weekend. I really do.
Yeah.
Because I Toxic Attraction was one of NXT's biggest things. Of course, the unceremonious firing of someone who deserved it. I will not speak her name because she will not appear unless you pay $50 to see her boobs.
Allison paid $7, but go on.
Save your money. Give it to the needy.
Actually, no. I think Allison paid more, but whatever.
Send it to my Venmo.
To be
I
fair.
probably could find it.
Goes to a much
For
better
free.
place.
No, actually, no. I don't think you could, because I'll be honest with you. The one thing she is good at, the only thing she's good at, is protecting her assets. So, no.
I'm going to let you do it because
Well, she has some nice assets.
all
so
she wanted to do was go on fucking stations and lie about the shit. But
All right.
I have watched every interview she's done, even with Renee, and I'm just like, bitch, they fired you because this company, especially when you're a top person, they don't just get rid of you for one fucking incident. They don't. I'm sorry.
No.
They have no history of ever doing that unless you really fuck up.
Right.
But hey, they kept Shawn Michaels for all those years. Are you kidding me?
they
get away
kept,
from Shawn Michaels.
they kept the Ultimate Warrior for a long
Velveteen
time.
Dream had multiple incidents before finally they were like, okay, dude, like we can't, we just can't.
Wow.
I mean, the list goes on and on. Maybe Matt Riddle could be on that shopping block right now. We'll see. But it's just, you have to do multiple shit before Shawn and Triple H are like, okay, when do you learn?
Especially when Shawn says after the fact, I didn't want to release you.
Yes.
But anyway, not take away from these two lovely women that are
But
actually
yeah,
having a match.
so, Toxic Attraction was a really important thing in this NXT 2.0. So I was, and maybe we get a wonky finish to still get this at Mania weekend. I hope so. It's something we'll probably end up watching while we're streaming. By the way, announcement to everybody, we will be doing a show during WrestleMania weekend.
Saturday, Monday.
Sunday, Monday.
Our
Saturday.
third year in a row of doing 3 shows
Yeah.
in 3 days. Holy crap, I'll be busy.
I always have a good time, though.
Oh, yeah.
Last year we also watched NXT while we were doing it, so we'll probably be live again. watching NXT while we do the show.
I will have them up on Patreon each night, and then I'll have all 3 of them up on Podomatic.
How about Tuesday or Wednesday?
Yeah, something like that. It's
And
gonna
actually, I'm
take
gonna put up
me.
a poll. I'll
It's gonna
give
take me a couple of days to get
give you
everything
guys a
going,
couple
so.
of weeks to vote on the poll. You guys want us to do a reaction to Mania? Let us know.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, so I hope
If
we
it
get
is-
a wonk finish.
If it's a wonk finish, who
Hey.
wins? JC, you think?
Probably.
Give it to JC, and then Gigi gets it back at
Right,
WrestleMania
right.
weekend. Okay. Here's the thing, though. If there's one thing that I do know, literally flip a coin. Either one of these women main roster as soon
Oh,
as
I'm
the
about
yeah.
to say
show's over.
either one will be fine. I mean, like I said, the Gypsy has come a very long way.
Yes.
For those of us who know what she was on the Indies,
To
she's
be-
come a very long way.
A lot farther than than her ex-husband. Anyway.
Oh my goodness, she's come a long way.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would love to see both of them on the main
Oh,
roster.
JC, in
either
my
show.
opinion, because of the mileage that she doesn't have, because obviously Gigi's indie career was very violent.
like 4 or 5 years.
Yeah, JC is going to be a mainstay when she gets up there for
Absolutely.
a while. Now, I think they'll bring her up as the overconfident bad girl, and maybe she'll get knocked down a few pegs. But what's going to be real interesting to me is when the 4 horsewomen, now the 3 remaining, when they're really, really part-time, and you see the main event scene carried by the rest of them, they're going to be fine. That's the thing about WWE
yeah.
is that the women's division is perfectly fine.
He started to add depth again.
Rhea's not even 30.
Right.
People forget that.
Yeah.
Rhea
Oh,
is
yeah.
not 30.
Right.
But what they have down in NXT
And-
that can come up.
And Bianca's athleticism
I
will take
love
her
it.
10 more years.
Oh, my God.
she's
Easy.
phenomenal.
Whew.
I
So-
still.
And let's be honest, Kana will never want to stop.
Yeah.
And she shouldn't.
I just
will never tell her no.
I just love watching with my little girl and Bianca's music comes on. And
Bianca's over.
well, yeah, my little girl is
Don't-
up dancing, pretending to furl her hair. I love it.
Don't let
I
her
love
watch
it.
WrestleMania weekend. It's not going to be good.
Well, she'll still watch it.
She's not gonna like the Japanese lady. I'm just telling you.
No, she's not. No,
She's
she's
not
not.
like the Japanese
Daddy, why
woman.
the Japanese woman beat the black off her?
Yeah.
You know it's
Yeah,
coming.
that's exactly what's about to happen.
You've already predicted it 3 times.
Yeah,
in
that's
the show.
exactly what's
But-
about to happen.
But see, the fun part is Evan's right there. He'd be like, "Yeah."
Your boy does love violence.
He loves Rhea because he was on Friday. I'm like, "Hey, Evan, what? Who's here?" He's like, "Yeah," because he saw Rhea.
It'll be the first WrestleMania. I actually feel bad for Bianca because I know what's coming.
All right.
So does Corey Graves. He alluded to it in the Rumble.
He's like, yeah, I feel real bad because I know
What was the
what's
line
coming.
from Bray? You open the door, be careful what walks through. It's on you.
Open the
You
door.
got to deal with whatever comes through.
Ugh,
As
anyway,
Bray told him, "Run." That might be a good idea.
She's that match is set, so it's too late for her. But
Yeah.
I know.
yeah, next match.
Next match up, we have our favorite university guy, Andre Chase, against Joe Casey.
oh
He is
god,
planning on giving a Chase University size ass whooping. I love this guy.
you know what's funny?
And give him a couple teachable moments?
Let me be clear.
I think so.
This guy is what I think we all look back on as the peak of Doink the Clown.
Oh, yeah. I didn't
And
think about that.
And I don't think that people understand because we get lost in it. Allison brings it up every time we watch the show. This motherfucker wrestling in a tweed sweater and jeans every night. And an undershirt.
It's great, man.
Yeah.
Okay? Like, you know what? Once again, he brings us back to a moment that wrestling fans, and sadly, Jesse, we know a lot of them that are like this. Leroy, you know them too. They're all in the PWL. Sorry, boys, but you are. You don't like to admit that you enjoy the gimmicky, stupid shit, but you all laughed at Billy and Chuck. You all
was
laughed
great.
at Doink. You all laughed at whatever the hell Val Venus was doing at any given point. The hand was a funny thing that we look back on more fondly than we should.
Oh.
And I still say,
And
Doink, Doink lives up here in northern Minnesota. If you see him, be nice to him.
And let me be clear. Let me be clear. It's the Blue World Order. It's whatever you want. This is one of the greatest gimmicky, stupid things, and I think it is already in the upper echelon of Hall of Fame worthy gimmick because you had because again, things don't normally travel outside of the NXT arenas.
Right.
And
No.
they went to a large place in Charlotte, damn near sold it out, and they were chanting more than they do during Hornets games because the Hornets suck.
True. True.
And LaMelo, we all forgot about you because not only were you hurt, but you're in Charlotte. Michael Jordan didn't get that kind of reaction in Charlotte.
Yeah, that's fucked up.
No, that's true.
He got a bigger pop than Michael Jordan does in Charlotte.
That's kind of crazy.
But it's true.
He
But
did.
yeah, I'm looking forward to this. KC will probably win.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
I do, I do like that when he wrestles now, Gacy's just in wrestling tights.
Gacy is in danger of becoming Colt Bray.
Ah.
And what I mean by that is a lot of us saw Colt Bray and went, there's something special here, but the people booking it don't see it.
Yeah.
Joe Gacy is in danger of it.
No, definitely is. The sad part about it is this is probably the most over the grizzled young boys have ever been. And
As the dyad, yeah. And then, of course, the rock starter's there.
yeah. Interesting to see where she goes after this because she's in my opinion, she's not doing bad work for a first-time gig.
I don't think they want us at an NXT show because they're going to come out. But, hey, it's Rockstar. Really fucking loud.
Yeah.
How's your dad's way, man? Heard that he's doing another movie. Cool.
By the way, you and Allison,
She stares at me. Yeah, that's cool.
you and Allison need to have a conversation about Dwayne because Allison thinks that Dwayne can just set aside some time to do WrestleMania.
No!
That's
That is not how getting into pro wrestling shape works. It's a fucking commitment.
Well, that and doing the 6-month build he wants to do on television.
Well, and it's one of
have
those
to.
things where he's not a guy who's going to cheat it. He's not Goldberg. He's not going to cheat it. Right? He's going to go work his ass off, go run the ropes and shit. What he does now, yes, he's in phenomenal shape.
Yeah.
But he knows he's not in the shape.
And the other thing that I'm trying to explain to Allison is, you think there's going to be a period where someone isn't going to offer him a movie?
Right.
well,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's not happening.
So, yes, he's in great shape. But Dave Bautista said it best. To get into wrestling shape, you got to commit for months.
Yeah.
Because it's very physical.
Yeah.
There's just a certain amount of stamina you have to go do that. And even Dave admitted, like, my last WrestleMania match, I stumbled just to get in the damn ring.
Yeah.
We don't forget that, and people don't forget
that.
It's sad that a great Hall of Fame career is
Stubble-tista.
now marred by stubble Blutista.
Well, at least he goes, I did it, I screwed up. Hey, he owns up to it.
Dave knows this. It didn't happen at some random house show. It happened at freaking WrestleMania.
And when he
It's
gets
not just on someone's cell phone video that'll eventually just go away. It's on Mania.
when he gets inducted this year, he might talk about it.
Oh, yes, he will.
They'll probably play up to it, but I want to get in the ring again. But yeah, no, totally different worlds. But Gacy will probably win this because Chase doesn't win a lot of matches. But
when there is finally gold in Chase U, that crowd is going to throw babies in the air.
and now they seem to be kind of back to throwing the whole wrench in of
Duke
Hudson being uncertain about the school. We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
That'd be fun.
It's all very interesting, though,
Right.
which is why we're compelled.
Right.
Anyway, next match.
Last match of the night is Dijak and Tony D'Angelo in a jailhouse street fight. Which I did see, the stipulation is they're going to have a jail,
Yep.
a cell that you have to be put in and shut and locked to win. So pretty much it's
Welcome to the 1980s. That's all I gotta say.
it's a coffin match basically with the jail cell.
It's a 1980s action flick.
Let me be very clear. Let me be very clear about this feud, right?
Yeah.
Here's the thing. These two actually are the two perfect characters to go against each other.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
The problem is this feud has to end at some point.
right?
And then what does Dijak go do? Because his character is weird as fuck. For right now, with these two dudes, it works. Because these two are 80s action movie villains. But, like...
That's true.
But...
Welcome to Robo Goodfellas. Anyway.
With Wes... right. With Wesley, I was like... Right now, it's working because Wes is selling me on the fact that Dijak is just dangerous within himself. I don't know if everyone else will sell it that way. That's why I'm like, I don't know why he chose this character. Hard justice.
He literally could have just been Dominic Dijakovic come back. For God's sakes, his old buddy Keith Lee decided to go with a Tekken character, and that's working.
Yeah, but he looks like a cult guy.
True.
Like, when he came back with the pure white hair, I was like, you know what? Old Keith Lee. I kind of like this character. Old Keith. Old Keith tired of your shit.
The saddest part about it, we can't get it on Dynamite. Moving on. But yeah, no, I'm actually hoping that Roadblock is people treat it like a slightly bigger show, but WWE usually does that. Mm-hmm. I think it'll be a lot of fun. I think Stand and Deliver is really going to actually stand and deliver because you're going to get Carmelo, which, need I say more?
He is him. Carmelo is special. I'm not even going to wax on Carmelo anymore. I've got nothing else to praise. Actually, somebody tweeted that too. I'm like, I wanted a famous wrestler. It was like, man, I love watching this guy, and I want to praise him more. But how many times can you call somebody great and it just actually means something? And then Carmelo went, I'll take one more.
Oh, yeah. He didn't care.
Man, Carmelo is just that guy right now.
Well, that's the match he had this last Tuesday with the pretty young boy there. Oh, my, wow.
Special, man.
The only thing that bothers me is I almost wish you could bring the entire NXT guys up right now because the matches that should be on Raw and SmackDown between the NXT UK guys and Carmelo, between that, I mean, it's... Let me tell you something, folks. When they get up to the main roster, the tag team division ain't going to be thin no more because Pretty Deadly's going to put on matches with just about anybody.
Oh, yeah.
It's that tag team division on the main roster is weird right now because... So Otis is going to join Maximum Male Mouse, and that's more going to be a faction, but they're a comedy act. How many matches are they actually going to win when Otis isn't involved? Probably not many. That's fine.
I did love it when they mentioned his hometown and the bars.
Yes!
The bars literally just right down the street from here.
Actually mentioned Superior in some bars, and I was like...
And Corey was so angry about it, too.
It's like, what is your obsession with Superior, Wisconsin?
I actually literally popped at home. I'm like, did Superior, Wisconsin just get fucking mentioned on national television?
Yep.
What just happened? I'm like, confirmed WWE is coming to delete
Cal sent me a message in the video of that. I was like, Kathy, watch this. And we were both watching it. We're like, yes.
Yeah, because
that was so good.
He mentioned two of the bars off a tower. I can't,
I'd have to go back and watch.
I'd have to go and watch it again.
And by the way, folks, for those of you that are saying, well, then you didn't watch it. No, there's a lot of bars on Tower Avenue.
There's a lot of bars. I've been to every single one of them.
Listen, when you come to Wisconsin,
it's scary.
You enter the main part of the town, of a Wisconsin town, there's about fucking 4 bars in each block. So there's a lot of bars.
You think the Irish drink?
You just go left or go right, depending on which way you want to go.
There's nothing here but cheese, cows, and beer.
Cheese, steers, and beer.
Oh, yeah, and I guess the Packers once in a blue moon.
I don't give a shit about
Not after
them.
Rodgers leaves.
And
Jordan Love, because he's going to get sick and tired of this shit, too.
Probably.
There's mini golf we can do in the summer.
Wow, you got mini golf.
Cheese, cows, beer.
Cheese, steer, beer, and mini golf. Anyway.
And
I'm not even including mini golf.
That's
or if you want to jump in the lake. You want to.
You can
or throw somebody else in the lake.
You can go to Park Point in Minnesota and do that.
I want our non-northern listeners to understand something that Leroy just said.
It's
here.
cold as fuck in that lake.
I am not him. I never question your intelligence. I think you are highly intelligent, and I love you, big bro.
But jumping in the lake?
That's fucking stupid!
I know on a hot day it's really nice.
There's no such thing as a hot lake around here.
No, it's on a hot day. It's good to jump in that cold lake.
Leroy, that thing never gets above 35 degrees.
In the wintertime, it does.
When?
Well, I don't want to go in there right now.
I don't know when I've been in that lake and my balls don't shrink to the size of a child's. And I know there's street boys out there, so I shouldn't be saying this out loud, but it's just facts.
Well, they're young enough so it doesn't hurt them right now.
It will.
Eventually, yeah.
It'll stunt their growth. There's a reason they send all the boys to Madison before they play football. Because you got to get away from this cold-ass lake. That thing is barely above 30. Guys, listen, the Atlantic is dirty as fuck, right? But you would rather swim in that and become a Ninja Turtle than swim in Lake Superior. That
No,
thing is
wait.
never warm.
Not the let.
Never warm.
You swim in the Hudson. Was it the Hudson?
And you want to know what's worse about that big fucking blue thing out there? That's
Out
halfway
there?
frozen over. Whichever.
It's over that way.
You want to know what else is
Yeah.
worse, Leroy?
What's that?
It doesn't help the temperatures around this bitch. You drive up on the hill, right? And it's like 20 degrees warmer. So and when you go on the
Okay.
hill in the summer, it actually feels like summer. You go down there, it feels like fucking spring.
Okay, I have walked from downtown, and every 3 blocks, I've had a different weather time. It's funny.
Then
It's-
why
in the
are
winter-
you complimenting that shitty lake? We've
I
gone
like
off topic. I apologize.
I like the
I
lake in the
apologize.
I like the lake in the summertime.
I've never questioned your intelligence. We had to argue about that because that lake sucks.
I know, but if you don't like somebody, throw them in the lake.
Well, I'm back.
This is why this show is so much fun.
Oh my god.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to 13 Cards of Exchange. I was pausing for a brief time to tell you about one of our lovely sponsors at BetterHelp. All right, so now moving along now. Before we get to the predictions that I have, because you guys pretty much already gave them, we have to get through the week that was AEW.
Right.
Jesse, before we even get there, we have a few things to get through. Your boy Omega decided to talk again.
Uh-oh, what about this time?
Oh, you haven't heard.
What about this
All
time?
right, let me see. The problem is, folks, Kenny says a lot of things that just
Well, now I'm
confuse me.
nervous.
So let me see what we can get. First and foremost, he spoke about Brawl Out.
Okay.
And, yeah, it was, it was your typical Kenny thing. We got a whole lot of nothing. He kind of just was like, pretty much just sat there and he said that, hey, some stuff happened. We all handled it the wrong way, yada, yada.
Okay.
Jesse, I understand there's probably legal stuff that just they don't speak a lot on this stuff.
Sure.
But are we ever going to get anyone to just be like, yeah, we shouldn't have done it, instead of just walking around everything that happened?
Let me be very clear. Kenny might one day go, you know what, things probably were not handled properly. This was a big regrettable moment. But if you expect the so-called best tag team in the world to ever admit to anything, I have a bridge in San Francisco you might want to try to buy.
Really?
Yeah, it's very nice. Over water.
He actually,
The Golden Gate, yeah.
he actually said,
To quote our former president, big water. Big water.
he
And-
actually,
You know what else I have? I have an oceanfront property in Arizona if they want to get
Right.
that too.
You know what? There's also a zoo in Montana I can sell you. Yeah.
Okay. Actually, Jesse, there's a lot of things he spoke about. Would you like to hear him talk
Go ahead.
about
Yeah.
how he and the Bucks have an open door policy as EVPs?
Oh, do they?
Would you like to hear about how Kenny Omega is just now talking about how he wishes they'd gone back to what they practiced during the exploding barbed wire match, even though we were never going to get anything better because of the small ass arena they put that bitch in?
No, it wasn't the small ass arena. It was, how do you not have the company doing that? Make sure that it's gonna fucking work later.
This is, by the way, this is all from him being on
Because here's the thing:
Renee's show.
there's a whole football field. You
They
coulda
coulda
got-
done that, yeah.
You coulda
40
got a full ring and blown that bitch up in the
40
football
feet
field.
to your left, Kenny.
Right.
If they were worried about people getting hurt, put it there.
You test it
That
before
true,
people
yes.
are there in the football field. You tell your dad, hey,
That nobody was going to play on for another 4 months.
right, hey, need you to rip some of this field up. We're going to test something for one of my shows tonight. Sure, Dad would have been like, no problem. We'll hire the crew to do it. That way, everything would have worked instead of you getting sparklers.
I'm surprised Gilbert wasn't literally debuting at that moment.
And you know what? They have friends in China. They wouldn't be able to help them, you know?
Oh, Jesse, here's my next
I'm
favorite
sorry.
line from
Not
the
with that shit.
Here's
Yeah,
my
I
next
know.
favorite line from the Renee Paquette interview on the sessions. Renee's got a great show, by the way.
I love Renee.
Interesting. Kenny Omega states he was inspired by Trish Stratus to try and help the women's division of AEW. Would you like me to finish the quote? However, he also feels that some of the AEW male stars may have gotten complacent, thinking they will always be the focus of the show, despite not earning their spot. He explains that might not be the case anymore. And I quote from Kenny, and it's like, no, you guys, you got to be careful because they're, being the women's roster, coming for you. And not only that, they deserve your spot. Now, I feel that we've earned that trust. There are people we have to convince on the business end of things as well. That is a proven thing. This can be successful, and that people want to watch it. We have proven that yes, people will like it. People will want to watch it, and yes, it is good. That is Kenny Omega on the women's division currently in All Elite Wrestling.
Leroy, go first.
Oh my God, was he? You know what? I think he was into Tony's special stash.
He doesn't
there.
do drugs. He's very straight edge.
Really?
He's been very honest about it.
I'm very surprised because he's completely delusional, and somebody's hit him in the head a few times. He finds yeah, got some cold. We need that.
Go ahead.
But
I got a lot to say. Go ahead.
I don't know. I
guess he's just moving around the kitchen.
rumors about him coming to WWE. I mean, it makes me not want him to come, but at least somebody will have a leash on him, so he will.
If he ever comes here, let me be very clear. He won't be doing this much talking.
No, because Triple H said you're gonna shut up and you're gonna perform. She wants to go down in the basement. She loves going down there. She's kind of dumb.
Anyway, Leroy, have you finished your thought, or you got anything else?
No, not anything else. I am really
Let Jesse get
waiting
his water. He's
to.
frantic.
There he goes. Fill it up. I'm just excited to
That's
hear.
not tea, folks. That's just.
It's
water.
not alcohol. It's just water.
He already had that earlier.
But
so.
I'm excited to hear what Jesse has to say about this because it's wonderful.
Kenny Omega on the wanting to help, and by the way, the future spot of the male wrestlers eventually becoming taken by the female division, and yes, people want to see it.
Leroy,
Okay. Yeah. Okay, all right.
for the purpose of not damaging your ears and for all our listeners,
They're already damaged anyway.
I want you to go ahead. And turn down your volume to about 80%. Right? Okay. I'm going to give you 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3. Okay. So, to start, he was inspired by Trish Stratus to run the women's division. The last time I checked, Trish Stratus was a Hall of Famer because Vince featured her. She was on television. She was a multiple-time women's champion.
Magazine covers.
Playboy.
Lovely
She didn't do
photo.
Playboy.
She didn't do Playboy. But she was featured.
Yes.
Featured.
Yes.
1. Okay.
One.
2. By the way, I love you, Renee, and I know that you kind of consider him a friend. I wish you would have called him out on this. The women deserve their spots in